We started out as a greenfields explorer. Greenfields in the sense that we sought out prospecting rights where we would get the prospecting rights at low cost, then put drill rigs into mealie fields, establish what was commercial, and then move on. It's not greenfields in the sense that we made new discoveries of new coal fields. I mean, we went out into the mature Mpumalanga coal fields, knowing there was coal there. We simply had to prove that it was economic on our prospects. And a number of our prospects, we've had to write off the exploration. I mean, that's not successful in every case. We were fortunate to be able to raise a significant amount of money in April 2008, just prior to and at the time of our listing on the JSE. So we had enough equity to be able to make the equity contribution to developing our first operation. We had made it clear to investors at the time of our listing that we wanted to become a producer. We were not in the business of simply exploring, and that was the promise we made. So we pursued that very aggressively through the regulatory process. What it also meant was that we weren't specifically seeking out export coal or domestic coal. We were going to take whatever opportunity came our way in terms of markets for our coal. And the most obvious one, particularly post the financial crisis in 2008, where we saw coal prices retreat dramatically, international coal prices, was to pursue a large Eskom contract, which we did and have done and are delivering into at the moment. So we've made that transition. On that Van Gautfontein operation, we now have over 500 contractors and a small core staff of 14 of our own employees on the mine. So we've made that transition. It's not been easy. It's been a very intense process. We have been able to navigate South Africa's regulatory environment, so it's by no means impossible. And we've got the approvals, and we're operating in terms of the myriad of regulations that we have to comply with. Let's not for a moment think it's only what the DMR it's only DMR regulations we have to comply with. There are many, many others, right from water affairs through to getting an explosives license from your local police station. I mean, there's many, many things that you have to do, and we've done that. In terms of going forward, we set ourselves a target in the short term of producing 2 million tons of coal a year. We weren't very particular about what kinds of tons those would be, and of course, they're very different coal tons. An Eskom coal ton is not nearly worth as much as an export coal ton. So it was an arbitrary target, but we will achieve it this financial year. We will achieve it this calendar year. We will have delivered our first 2 million tons of coal. Our medium-term target is to get that up to 5 million tons. That's going to take our Sterkfontein project, it's going to take our Braakfontein project, and will probably require a further project as well. And why that's instructive is it means that we can't rest on our laurels on our current pipeline of projects. We've got to continually look for new projects. So we have Van Gautfontein, which should produce 2.4 million tons a year. Valkrans producing 300,000 tons a year. Braakfontein, which is permitted, which should produce 1 million tons a year, which essentially is the next development project. Sterkfontein coming through feasibility, which we hope we can prove can produce 1 million tons a year. And then we need to take it further. We need to continue to pursue opportunistic acquisitions and potentially also greenfields exploration. We haven't turned away from that. It's just that we haven't required exploration or geological drilling for some time while we've been developing the current mines. But we will still look at new greenfields opportunities.